Did you know that on the road to happiness, beliefs do much more harm than good? Belief is a rigidity, a contrivance of emotions and intellect, and like most contrivances, its maintenance requires massive amounts of energy. What could happen when the energy wavers? What could happen when the energy peters out? Our beliefs could collapse like a house of cards in a shitstorm, like the Death Star after Luke Skywalker has visited the thermal port. But what does happen? What if happiness was not the goal? What if happiness was merely a side effect? A side effect of being defined by the highest love, which is spontaneous and uncontrived. When our choices, utterances, and deeds flow from this centered spontaneity, we become like the way-seeking Jedi of yore. And this centered spontaneity is the effortless byproduct of an effective and consistent practice of chanting, mindfulness, and meditation. I look forward to chanting and meditating with you after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I spent more than 8 hours a day, every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of Buddhism so that you would not have to. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. This morning we're going to once again play with the Taisar Ngondro, composed in the 1800s by Dudjom Lingpa, although some say it was not really composed as much as received, for he was a Chertan, those mystic lamas who seemed to receive teachings as if from the sky. In the 1980s, it was translated into English under the supervision of Chagda Tulku, and I've spent many decades adapting and amplifying it so that you could practice. I've added my own composition at the very end that some people like and some people hate. I look forward to hearing what you think about it in the chat window down below. We're going to start with Anu Yoga Tantra's energy work. This particular flavor is known as calling the Lama from afar, or Lama Kyena. We do not take the verbiage literally, but as a figurative way of inviting real or imagined experience of energy to coalesce at the crown of our head together. Oh, Master Lama, please come to this crown. Oh, invincible, constant protector who knows all Dharma things. Oh, Master Lama, please come to this crown. Oh, oopsie. Puckered palms overhead. Oh, infallible, constant protector who knows all Dharma things. Oh, Master Lama, please come to this crown. Oh, infallible, constant protector who knows all Dharma things. So here's a quick tip. If you see the superscription in blue, hands at heart, like the nautical horizon. If you see the superscription as white, hands in the air, like you just don't care. Like a great fluffy cumulus cloud. As children, our first bicycle most likely had training wheels, and although they were clunky, they got the job done. Similarly, this morning's first practice of Anta Yoga Tantra's mindfulness and meditation, the seventh and eighth folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path, is going to be clunky. During our inhalation, please silently and mentally recite perceiving this very turbulent play of mind. And during our exhalation, please silently and mentally recite relaxing into mind's non-graspable nature. No, Virginia, these are not affirmations, for they do not deal with belief or magical thinking. These are just reminders of the way we are wired, that we might throw a metaphoric brick through the plate glass window of our preconceptions. The second of four categories of practice of chanting practices is the sutra recitations. This particular one reminds us of the idea that the opportunity we have before us is indeed precious, a reminder that helps to water the seeds of joyful enthusiasm, the sixth fold of the Buddha's eightfold path. Puckered palms before our sternum. It is extremely difficult to find such freedom and opportunities as we have. It is extremely difficult to find such freedom and opportunities as we have. It is extremely difficult to find such freedom and opportunities as we have. We now remove the first of two metaphoric training wheels and reduce our contemplative exercise from 12 syllables per breath down to just 3. During our perceptive inhalation, we could silently and mentally recite, notice this. And during our releasing exhalation, we could silently and mentally recite, relaxing. With each inhalation, give your head and tuchus permission to experience traction. We come to our second sutra recitation, which explores impermanence, which can be abused by those in the path of yang, those in the path of being rigid, fearful, controlling, elitist, cryptic, competitive, and cruel, abused as a way to fearfully coerce us into doing what they think is the right thing. Fear is not sustainable and gives birth to resentment. However, those upon the path of yin, who traverse the path of being flexible, loving, laid back, egalitarian, lucid, cooperative, and kind, would say no. Impermanence is a tool of the Buddha used impermanence in his most popular meditation discourse, the Anapanasati Sutta, as a tool of the wisdom of letting go, the first fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. Come, let us follow in his footsteps. Being impermanent, everyone who is born will die. Being impermanent, everyone who is born will die. Being impermanent, everyone who is born will die. Let us now remove the second of two metaphoric training wheels and reduce our contemplative exercise from 3 syllables per breath down to just 1. During our perceptive inhalation, please silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this. During each releasing exhalation, please silently and mentally recite the monosyllabic verb ease, which functions as a synonym of relax. Congratulations, we've reached cruising altitude. We come to the third sutra recitation of interdependence. Now, once again, Yang would say, oh yeah, karma's gonna get you if you don't watch out. But on the path of yin, we say interdependence is grand. It means we can put a smile on the face of our family and friends and neighbors. We can make the world a better place through the power of our love. And wishing love is the second fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. The results of our virtuous and harmful actions are inevitable. The results of our virtuous and harmful actions are inevitable. The results of our virtuous and harmful actions are inevitable. Together as a team, let us meditate as transformatively as Obi-Wan Kenobi upon the toasty sands of Tatooine under the guidance of the Force Ghost of Qui-Gon Jinn. With our fourth recitation, we strengthen our experience of empathy by being vulnerable to the harsh reality of our own stressors together. The 3 realms we experience are samsara cycle, like a notion of suffering. The 3 realms we experience are samsara cycle, like a notion of suffering. The 3 realms we experience are samsara cycle, like a notion of suffering. In this fifth sutra recitation, we can explore supplication, an additional key to the enthusiasm of this sixth fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. Remembering this, may my mantra toward Dharma. Remembering this, may my mantra toward Dharma. Remembering this, may my mantra toward Dharma. We continue with this enthusiasm by taking refuge in the Lama. Now, get yourself a good Lama whose example and instructions and students support you on the path of mastering the Buddha's teachings. From now until I reach a very... So I think this is a lot of fun to do while bowing. And because my health is compromised, instead of doing traditional Tibetan-style Buddha bowing, I just blend it with geriatric step-back squat thrusts. Oh, boy. Oh. From now until I reach the very heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in the Lama and embodies the three jewels. From now until I reach the very heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in the Lama and embodies the three jewels. From now until I reach the very heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in the Lama who embodies the three jewels. Oh. For our eighth and final sutra recitation, we are going to perform an exercise of intention, or known as generating conventional bodhicitta, or mindset of enlightenment. The Buddha referred to it simply as right intention, the second fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. You and I could refer to it as simply wishing love. Together. From now until samsara is emptied, may I bring about benefit and happiness for all beings as if they have each been my kind mothers. From now until samsara is emptied, may I bring about benefit and happiness for all beings as if they have each been my kind mothers. From now until samsara is emptied, may I bring about benefit and happiness for all beings as if they have each been my kind mothers. We come to the first tantric recitation, the mandala offering, training us which reminds us of the following. 50% of the Buddha's Eightfold Path pertains to loving kindness. 75% of loving kindness is about kind communication, kind conduct, and kind commerce. That is really all the morality we need, right there. To perfect the two accumulations, I offer the body's wealth and splendor of all my lives to the three jewels. This thing is not doing good. Let me see if I can. There we go. That's a little tighter. To perfect the two accumulations, I offer the body's wealth and splendor of all my lives to the three jewels. To perfect the two accumulations, I offer the body's wealth and splendor of all my lives to the three jewels. Now it's time for a bit of the old completion stage tantra's energy work. The heading is white, so we place our puckered palms overhead like a fluffy cumulus cloud. Dorshe Sampa inseparable from my Lama is above the crown of my head. Nectar flows from him purifying my obscurations of Vajrasattva. Dorshe Sampa inseparable from my Lama is above the crown of my head. Nectar flows from him purifying my obscurations of Vajrasattva. Dorshe Sampa inseparable from my Lama is above the crown of my head. Nectar flows from him purifying my obscurations of Vajrasattva. We continue with Tikle energy work. Puckered palms in front of our sternum. Dissolving into light diamond, my mother and father. Make sure, I just had a terrible thought. Okay, let's make sure that the microphone is still working. It appears to be. Splendid. Dissolving into light diamond, my father and mother blend with me in experience of what's oneness. Dissolving into light diamond, my father and mother blend with me heart and experience of oneness. Dissolving into light diamond, my father and mother blend with me heart and experience of oneness. So one moment. Quick edit. I hope you'll bear with me. Let us rest the mind. Let us now rest in mindfulness and meditation. We now come to our first. We're now come to the mantra meditation portion of our practice. The first of, let's see, the first of 15 mantra meditations pertains to love and letting go. We're going to begin by leaping over our mental competitiveness. We're going to begin by chanting a loving wish. Then we're going to silently and mentally recite the silent version of the same loving wish. Now, this is going to be full of simile and metaphor, and as inconvenient as that may feel initially, it is necessary, for we have evolved. Every complex vertebrate life form on this planet has evolved to think symbolically. Let's chant. May all minds of all beings now be as was and peaceful as the mind of a Buddha, of law symbolized by a bija, one syllable seed mantra, humoti claim drop. So we come now to this morning's first mantra meditation, and here's the secret. As we breathe in, we silently and mentally recite the concise wish. As we exhale, we physically relax as best we can into the recitation of the 6-syllable mantra. Now, because relaxation is crucial, many Tibetan refugees, when they perform a 6-syllable mantra, will recite it with a descending tonality to coax their body into relaxing. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum. Wouldn't it be cool if Father and Mother Vajrasattva at our heart manifested as a teeny tiny syllable hum surrounded by a 6-syllable mantra, and from this mantra rays of light could leave through our 84,000 pores and benefit all beings everywhere. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum. Now let us rest the mind. Well, let's try that again. Now it's time for Love's Interpersonal Generation Stage practice. May all relationships of all beings now be as loving and joyful as a real or imagined Buddhist communications embodied by the 6-syllable mantra. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum. Now it's time for a bit of Tantra Mahamudra's physical contemplation. Let's see if we can't fix that. Make it less clunky. There we go. May all bodies of all beings now enjoy the beautiful health depicted in Buddhist art of the blissful body of a Yidam of lore and archetype of enlightenment. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum. Now it's time for love circumstantial Mahayoga practice. May all circumstances, all lots of all beings now have the safety, good fortune, or boon, as a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, pure land of Vanti. Om Vajrasattva Hum. 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 Let us review the meaning of emptiness. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever we notice during our previous inhalation could feel as not graspable as a vast empty void. Like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which although compelling to the eye is not graspable to the hand. Now it's time for a bit of the Otokal's leap over circumstantial clinging. So, in a manner that is similar to what we just did, we're going to begin by chanting a rhetorical question. We're then going to silently and mentally recite its very concise version of the same question, which will carry over into our practice of the mantra. How is it that as we inhale our calm and lots of circumstances could appear quite vivid, yet as we relax into our exhalation they could feel as non-graspable as a real or imagined paradise or vati of light? Om Vajrasattva Hum. 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 It's time for letting go's physical practice of generation or creation stage tantra. How is it that as we inhale our common bodies, our forms could feel quite sensual? Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as not graspable as a real or imagined octopoietum of light. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum. Oh, it's letting go's practice of interpersonal Tantra Mahamudra. How is it that as we inhale the interpersonal experience of common communication, our speech could be quite resounding? Yet as we relax into our exhalation, it could feel as not graspable as a real or imagined mantra of light. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum. 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 Now it's time for letting go's practice of mental Mahayoga. How is it that so we're going to refer to mind's common functions, and those would be perception of sights, sounds, sensations, flavors, scents, and the like. And in addition to perception, emotion, intention, thought, memory, and imagination. How is it that as we inhale, we could perceive mind's common functions clearly? Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as not graspable as a real or imagined seeds of the boom of light. Om Vajrasattva Hum. 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 We have brought mantras into the path of love and letting go. We have brought mantras into the path of awareness and letting go. We're now going to bring mantras into the path of bliss and letting go. Let's see. How am I like torching on shore? How am I like torching on shore? How am I like torching on shore? So, just like before, we're going to, during our inhalation, we're going to silently and mentally recite a contemplation. During our exhalation, we're going to physically relax as best we can while chanting this time a 12-syllable mantra. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Manmasiri Hum. 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 We come to Ana Yoga Tantra's energy work. Remember, it's white, and so our hands, puckered palms, like a cumulus cloud, hover overhead. In the sky in front of me, my root Lama could appear in the form of Padmakara. In the sky in front of me, my root Lama could appear in the form of Padmakara. In the sky in front of me, my root Lama could appear in the form of Padmakara. Embodiment of all Buddhas of the three times. Embodiment of all Buddhas of the three times. Embodiment of all Buddhas of the three times. Most excellent Root Lama, I pray to you. Most excellent Root Lama, I pray to you. Most excellent Root Lama, I pray to you. Hold me with your compassion in this and future lives and in the boredom. Hold me with your compassion in this and future lives and in the boredom. Hold me with your compassion in this and future lives and in the boredom. Bless me always throughout the three times Om Ahum Vajra Guru Padmasiri Hum. Bless me always throughout the three times Om Ahum Vajra Guru Padmasiri Hum. Bless me always throughout the three times Om Ahum Vajra Guru Padmasiri Hum. 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 Om Ahum Vajra Guru Manmaziri 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 Hum. May I receive all the blessings and empowerments of enlightenment, speech, and mind. May I receive all the blessings and empowerments of enlightened form, speech, and mind. May I receive all the blessings and empowerments of enlightened form, speech, and mind. Please place your puckered palms before your forehead. Benzo Guru Kaya Wakatita Siri Hum. Let's try an experiment here. Benzo Guru Kaya Wakatita Siri Hum. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Manmaziri 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 Hum. Puckered palms before your throat. Benzo Guru Kaya Wakatita Siri Hum. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Manmaziri 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 Hum. Please place your puckered palms before your sternum. Benzo Guru Kaya Wakati Tasiri Hum. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Manmaziri 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 Hum. The Lama dissolves into light and blends with me in our heart's inseparability. The Lama dissolves into light and blends with me in our heart's inseparability. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Manmaziri Hum. 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 Om Ahum Varera Guru Manmaziri Hum. Om Ahum Varera Guru Manmaziri Hum. Om Ahum Varera Guru Manmaziri Hum. I behold the true face of the ultimate Lama, the union of spontaneous awareness and emptiness. I behold the true face of the ultimate Lama, the union of spontaneous awareness and emptiness. I behold the true face of the ultimate Lama, the union of spontaneous awareness and emptiness. Om Ahum Varera Guru Manmaziri Hum. 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 Let us now rehearse Powa's transference of consciousness at the time of death. Finding peace by relaxing into the inevitable. Please raise your puckered palms overhead. I pray to the protector Amitabha, bless me that I may master the profound path of Powa. I pray to the protector Amitabha, bless me that I may master the profound path of Powa. I pray to the protector Amitabha, bless me that I may master the profound path of Powa. Now we come to Tantra's Cho slicing offering, where again we get to exercise generosity's kindness of communication, conduct, and commerce, the third, fourth, and fifth folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. Please place your puckered palms before your sternum. I now give my body wealth and virtue with qualities wholeheartedly to all beings as if they had each been my kind mothers. I now give my body wealth and virtue with qualities wholeheartedly to all beings as if they had each been my kind mothers. I now give my body wealth and virtue with qualities wholeheartedly to all beings as if they had each been my kind mothers. This is this morning's final meditation. Let's make it count. To seal this practice with a bit of the old well-wishing. Without hindrance may I ensure enormous benefit for all beings. Without hindrance may I ensure enormous benefit for all beings. Without hindrance may I ensure enormous benefit for all beings.